Good evening, you beautiful, wonderful people. How are you all doing today? The big news, Erling Haaland is back. Yes, the big man is back in a Manchester City training shirt, and it looks like he might be available for the weekend's game, and I'm looking forward to it, man. It's good to have him back because he is an absolute freak of nature, and after sitting out the game the other day, you know, you'd fancy him to be involved this weekend, and fingers crossed he will be, and I think he will be indeed. The question is, I guess, should he be? Because Southampton, of course, is another chance maybe for Alvarez to start in a similar system, not both on the same pitch, and I thought I'd debate that a little bit today. I would quickly like to talk about something very exciting personally, really, really exciting. You guys are used to me occasionally sitting in a studio, chatting away on Man City's show, or popping up on Sky Sports, doing the odd little bit here and there, or maybe talking in YouTube videos. But something I've never done personally, I've never hosted an event in person, live, in a pub in Manchester. Me, Esteemed, I am going to present this, and I'm terrified, absolutely terrified, but I will be hosting this event alongside my good friend 𝙄𝙬𝙨𝙩𝙖𝙬. The GOAT will be there alongside me for Carling's Local Legends Night. Carling and the Emirates FA Cup will be bringing this night to the Waldorf pub in Manchester on the 25th of April, which is Nicola's birthday, by the way, but bad husband there, you know. But I will be presenting this event for an evening full of wonderful chat, an interview, of course, with 𝙄𝙬𝙨𝙯, and I'll be doing a bit of a Q&A hosting with you guys, and of course, there'll be a chance to meet and greet him as well. And seriously, if you're a City fan, the GOAT is phenomenal value. He's such a good laugh, such a wonderful bloke, hilarious, chatty, sociable. So come down to the Waldorf. It's only going to be a small, intimate event. If you want to come along, say hello to myself if you want to, and of course chat to 𝙄𝙬𝙨𝙯. You will get your questions answered and all that kind of stuff. Come and get tickets right now. There's an early bird ticket right now going for next to nothing. How much is it going for? Let me double check. I think click the link in the description, by the way. The link in the description, of course, or you can scan the QR code on the screen. But let me click the link in the description myself now. The early bird tickets are currently only going for a £5, and you get a free pint with that as well. So essentially, it's free. You get well, on London prices. You get a free pint with that as well. So if you want to come and chat to myself and 𝙄𝙬𝙨𝙯 on the 25th of April, the Waldorf in Manchester, wild. See how much I mess it up. But I can't wait, man. Thank you so much, Liam. It's going to be a wonderful event. Come along, have a great night, a good laugh, and we'll chat about all things Manchester City, and of course get the GOAT's incredible, wonderful, and exciting take on things. Honestly, he's a top guy. So much fun, so much fun. So come and do it. Come and join me, and watch me sit there with a mic and go, welcome to Carling's Local Legends with 𝙄𝙬𝙨𝙯. I'm your host, Stephen McInerney. I can't wait for it. I can't wait. It's a bit of a career step for me personally. I'm buzzing. It feels like a massive step. So come along, say hello, have a chat to me and Nicola. Nicola will be there as well, supporting me along the sidelines, bless her. So come along and say hello, and let me know as well in the comments if you bought a ticket. Thank you, Jack. Well, no, seriously, mate. I feel like this is not something I'm used to, so I'm genuinely nervous. It's all very well doing it behind the camera, but in front of like over 100 people sat there watching you present, it's different. It's different when you got to present it, if that makes sense. I'll be dead nervous. Yeah, the overlap's easy, man. It's behind cameras. It's easy. Anyway, this is why we're here. This is why we're here. Look at that man. Look at that man right there. Erling Haaland is back in training. The Viking, the indomitable Viking, the Avenger. Looking forward there, man, back in training. It's what you want to see, isn't it? And this is, of course, something that we've been looking forward to, given that he was injured for the Liverpool game. Haaland was celebrating in the stands, and now he's back in training, and he's going to be hopefully available for the Southampton game at the weekend. It does beg the question, though. It does beg the question of whether he should be straight back into the 11, or do we see what we did the other day? Now, by the way, thank you so much to Kevil, by the way. Thank you so much, mate, who's joined the membership again. Thank you so much, you absolute superstar. I will update the Wall of Fame very, very shortly. Kevil, you're a legend, mate. Thank you. I think welcome back as well. Cheers, man. You're my hero. So for me, the question really now is, when you look at the formation the other day, I'm going to bring it up on screen right now because I feel like it's particularly important to talk about the context of why I'm asking this question, because Look, this game the other day was remarkably impressive. Liverpool game was one of our best performances in a long time. 17 shots to their 4, 8 on target to their 1, 70% possession, roughly 69 of course, but I've rounded it up there. And this is how we lined up that day. The back three, of course, with Stones, sort of as a back four, but alongside Rodri. But then we didn't have Alvarez and Haaland. We had Kevin De Bruyne playing alongside Gundogan, feeding Mahrez, feeding Grealish, feeding Alvarez. And it was really, really dynamic, really intelligent, really smart. And if I'm being honest, a little bit different from what we've seen with Erling Haaland. That's not to say any greater or any lesser, but different and damn effective. Because Alvarez had the kind of game which Guardiola, I reckon, would have been purring over. Guardiola very much loves the striker. You can drop back and play these little 1-2s, link up play, and be involved in many more positions than just that, that 18-yard box. He wants people who can build it. And when you see the pass that led to De Bruyne's goal from Alvarez, when he pinged a De Bruyne-esque pass out to Mahrez, who's of course then square for De Bruyne, you see why Guardiola probably really loves this man, because that was a wonderful bit of forward play. And then you watch his interaction that led to the Gundogan goal, dropping deep, playing little 1-2s with Stones, then running into the box unmarked and receiving the pass from Mahrez. His shot was blocked, of course, so it led to Gundogan's goal. And a lot of that was built around Alvarez's intelligence and instinctive know-how how to move around. And it was built around linking up with De Bruyne. Recently, Alvarez has been very much the guy who's come in for De Bruyne. Should he be Alvarez and De Bruyne on the pitch? Or should it be Alvarez, De Bruyne and Haaland all at the same time? But at the same time, you can't drop Gundogan because Gundogan was so intelligent. It's a really complicated question. I mean, maybe it is just a case of that Haaland is Haaland. When you've scored 40 goals, you're going to start the game, aren't you? You really are, because he's just too fucking damn good, and you've got more chance of winning if you're going to get a guy scores. But the quality of the football, what do you guys think in the chat? Was the quality of football better the other day with or without him, It's genuinely a fair question. Ryan reckons that Liverpool offered more space than Southampton will. Ryan said in the comments, I think with both Haaland and Alvarez around the box will create the chaos you need against low blocks. And Robbie reckons the same. He said we played that way because Liverpool was playing a high line. Most teams don't do that. That's a very good point. Zach reckons you should give Haaland 20 to 30 minutes. Look, I think in general, even though Liverpool were playing a high line, if you watch some of the football, it was really smart, really intuitive. And I don't think it was entirely down to Liverpool's defensive line. I think a lot of it was down to the quality of the football. And it's probably not fair just to put it down to that, because Alvarez, he deserves his roses, man. He was really good the other day, and the football was absolutely quality. And I personally feel like, as much as it was Liverpool's formation, I also feel like it was a culmination of the way that City have been going recently. Even though we won 6 and 7-0, as it's been pointed out in the chat by Cyan Mays, I think the football was better against Liverpool even then. I think it was a step up in quality, and I think City have been getting to this point. And I don't even know if it's true, but I think it's worth discussing. For what it's worth, my genuine instinct is that Erling Haaland will be back in the team. I think his freakish sets of talents that he's got, and his very unique talent of scoring goals and being in the right place, and his overall form before his injury was so remarkable that you can't really leave him out of the team. He was scoring 8 goals in a week or something like that. It's just stupid. He's going to go back into the team because he's Erling Haaland. But I do think there's a relative debate to be had there. Now, Jack says in the comments, I don't believe Haaland versus Alvarez makes a huge difference in how we're able to play. I think it comes down to overall team play. Yeah, I agree. And as Jack also said, we've had several games with Haaland where we've been unplayable. I absolutely agree. I just think it's a very different, it feels like a slightly different vibe. It could also just be that, once again, Alvarez just happened to be in the team where City were coming to a head of that in terms of confidence and form, and Mahrez was immense. Grealish had one of his best games in a City shirt, and that's not because of Alvarez, that was because Grealish is just finding that form now. I do think Guardiola, though, a small part of him, will want to see that again, because it is tempting, and Alvarez is a potential world-class striker if he's not pushing that already. It's crazy to say this because we've got so much quality in this Manchester City side, but it is a fair thing. Now, Joe reckons he should be on the bench until the 60th minute. Kevin reckons if he's 100% fit, he will be starting. I think he'll be starting if he's 100% fit too. But though Joel's probably got a point. If he's not 100%, why risk him? The fact that he's in training right now and he was in touch and go the other day, I would think you'd be available for this. As Guardiola's repeatedly said in the past, when you're 22 years old, you're young and you're fit, largely you recover pretty quickly. And I do think you probably will be available for this. And I do think you will choose Haaland. And I think mainly because as well, we'll probably have to do something a little bit different against the Saints. I know they're not in the best form right now. Where are they in the table? They are, let's have a look. They are currently sat in 20th. Best form is probably playing it down. They're absolutely shite right now. They lost to West Ham 1-0 the other day. They did get a draw against Tottenham, which of course got Kompany sacked basically. Then Brentford beat them. They drew against United. United, man. What a weird team. Beat Leicester. Did go out of the FA Cup to Grimsby Town. Did lose to Leeds. Did beat Chelsea. What a weird team Southampton are, man. Like, we look at some of the results every now and then. Like, beating Chelsea, drawing against United, drawing against Spurs, beating Leicester. Like, they're such a emotional team. They knocked us out, of course, of the Carabao Cup. Having said that, I do suspect we could spank them. Absolutely spank them. And it's just a very interesting debate to be had. Like, I really like it for what it's worth, and I do wonder if occasionally we'll see all of De Bruyne, Alvarez, and Haaland on the pitch. I think it's hard on Alvarez because I think as much as good as he can do, I don't think there's anything he can do that will be as exciting or as special as what Haaland's achieved so far. And that's not necessarily Alvarez's fault. It's just the nature of the beast. When you've got someone as impressive as Erling Haaland, it's very, even if you're world class, Haaland will do something that's extraordinary. Like, it's never been, like, world class almost isn't enough to best Haaland to get in the team. You've got to be a one-off freak of a kind. And what Haaland's doing is redefining goal scoring in this country. He's not just being world class, he's being world class +1. He's being above that. He's being potentially the most clinical goal scorer this country has ever seen, which is insane. Like, so how can Alvarez even compete with that? That's what makes me feel a little bit sorry for him. Mr. Skies in the comments said because Alvarez makes a big, huge step and deserves another game unless he drops games after then Haaland going. Mr. Skies wants Alvarez 60, 70 minutes. I guess what you're trying to say there is like you've made a massive step forward there, so he deserves it. I can probably agree. And it seems to be people are, a lot of people reckons he should come on for 60 minutes or come on after 60 minutes. Sorry, only play 60 or come on for 60. Either way, there seems to be a little bit of a debate there to be had. When you look at our matches, of course, when you think, do we need to play Haaland in this game? Look, you'd think Southampton away, as much as they are struggling, it's going to be a little bit of a tougher game because it's away, but I still fancy our chances. But I guess the question is, like, City will be looking at the Bayern Munich game at home, like, or do we play Haaland against Southampton to make sure he's ready for Bayern Munich? Because he has to play in that game. It's too big and too important. You fancy our chances against Southampton, regardless, with or without him. So do you look ahead to the Bayern game, or do you need Haaland to get 20 minutes at least against Bayern Munich, against Southampton to be ready for it? Haaland will start against Leicester. Or will he at home? Will it be Alvarez and then Haaland will play against Bayern? Then of course you've got the FA Cup semi-finals, and then you've got Arsenal as well coming up. It's going to be a really interesting thing. Like, give it to Spider-Man, says Joel. Would I take Lavia back, Edward? I would indeed. Edward Hayes said if Southampton get relegated, we take Lavia back. Yeah, I'd never want him to go. He's brilliant. What's your predicted front three, says Daniel, against Bayern? Oh, at Southampton, then given Bayern is on Tuesday. Reckon Grealish gets a rest? Probably not. I think Grealish will just play him through. I think Grealish is more likely to get a rest against probably Leicester. But I think he'll just play. I think Grealish is in incredible physical condition. Works really hard. And he's just had, he's just had 2 weeks. He had an international break, but he's just had a week off, because we haven't played all week. He's had a few days. So I reckon he'll play both games, if we're being honest. And I think it's that stage of the season where Guardiola's going to play him. Look, when Foden's back, he might get a rest, but right now I can't see it. I'm going to do a quick poll. Start a poll. Who starts? Haaland, Alvarez, an option, both. There you go. Done a poll. I want to know what you guys think in the poll right now. As Robin's pointed out, our two strikers have 54 goals already. Insane. That's mad. Obviously, Haaland's doing a lot of the legwork there. An awful lot of the legwork. Not wrong with that, by the way. Not wrong with that at all. The poll currently going around is that let's have a look how it goes. It's pretty evenly split currently. We'll see how it goes. But to me, we're obviously very blessed to have this. I mean, like, we're in a situation right now where we've got like 2 world-class strikers. I actually think Alvarez is. It's mad, by the way, that Alvarez is as good as he is, but I still think he's got loads to improve. And I don't mean that as a derogatory sense. I just think, imagine how good Alvarez would be after a couple of years of Guardiola, when his game has improved and those little slightly rough touches just disappear, and he's calmer with the ball in the way that everyone is after a couple of years of Guardiola, and he uses it so much smarter. He's going to be insanely good. Like, I think once he adds a little bit more of Thomas Muller's kind of like calmness to his game, and he keeps that intensity as well at the same time, it'll be incredible. It'll be incredible. Get JPEG Mafia on the stream. I don't even know who that is, mate. What's a JPEG Mafia? It's never heard of him. Sorry, I'll be my old man here. I don't even know that. I guess it's a musician or someone, or a YouTuber. Sorry, I'm too old for that. I'm almost certain they probably won't come on my stream anyway. Alvarez is a little bit sloppy every now and then, I agree, but I think that's mainly adapting to the pace of the Premier League and the European competition. It's higher level than River Plate, and he's also young. He's got a little bit to improve that way, but he will do, and in the way that Haaland would as well. They're both really young, and the levels of control at Manchester City are so high, and we both know that's true. Let's have a look at the poll currently. Alvarez is currently winning the poll with 46 votes currently. Haaland coming in 32%, Alvarez 50%, and both says 20%. So most of you so far seem to think that Alvarez should be starting. That's interesting, that. We will find out, of course. We will see. Anyway, guys, I wanted just to talk about that because I thought it was a really interesting little debate. I'm going to jump back over to here and show you something I'm very proud of before I end this video. If you want to come and watch me interview Sean Goat at the Waldorf Pub in Manchester, 25th of April, early bird tickets are available now. I'll be interviewing Sean Goat live in person. It'd be good to see you guys there. Come and join me, man. It's my first ever time presenting an event, and I can't wait. I'll fix up on Looks Sharp and chat to the Goat, and you can meet Sean Goat too. It'll only be a relatively intimate event, so you can have a chat with the Goat as well. He's an absolute legend. Guys, thanks for watching this video. I'm going to go and bath Ruben now. It's bath time. He'd be in bed by 7 o'clock, so I'm going to go and help the wife do that. But thank you for watching. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, get your tickets for this game. It's only could be a game, who knows. It's only £5 entry, and you get a free pint of Carling as well at the same time, so it's essentially free in. Come and watch me and Sean have a chat that night. It'd be wonderful. Thanks for watching, guys. You're all awesome, and I'll catch you tomorrow for another video. And watch the video I put out yesterday about the 7 midfield targets and who could be Manchester City midfielders next summer. Bye-bye.